got a good one for you tonight. It's Game 3 of the NBA Cup for both of these teams. Let's get started. With Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines tonight, Allie LaForce. Now let's take a moment to check out our race for Rookie of the Year. Here are some of the top young talents in the game who will be recognized as the best of the best. He's a ways down the ladder if the award was given out today, but there's still time in this season for him.
And there are a bunch of rookies who look like they have very good careers ahead of them.
That would be the indication so far. They've contributed to their teams instantly at the start of the season.
So the next starting five. Opposed tandem, Porter Jr. and Claxton. Terrence Mann is out there with Traore. And it's Demon in at the 3 spot. And for the Celtics, Peyton Pritchard out there with White. Then there's Brown. Then there's Sam Hauser. And it's Queta in at the 5 down low. It's picked off. Down low, here's Claxton. Rebounded by the Celtics. They traveled to Brooklyn last time they faced the Nets, and they came away with a win.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Yeah, the reserves added another dimension to their offense, and the opposition had no answers on how to slow them down.
Well, this is the third NBA Cup game for both of these teams. And they're each 0-2 in group play coming into this game.
Yeah, it's highly unlikely that either team will be able to advance to the knockout stage of the Cup. But this isn't just some throwaway game. It still counts towards the regular season.
Not the shot I expected him to take or make, but hey, look, joke's on me. He hit it.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Porter passes to Claxton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Demon, that's good.
He's someone opposing defenses have a hard time game planning for.
Now White. He had 19 points in the win against Brooklyn. Pass to Hauser. Now Pritchard. Sinks the triple.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a loss to Boston. Outside, Porter. Up top, Claxton. Here's Demon. He's covered by Pritchard. Shot clock at 3. Porter. Good rebound by Queta.
And he's very confident from that range, but you can't make him all.
There's the pick. Pritchard from outside, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. They can shoot to the fire and keep defending. He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can threat him with the lead pass. Well done.
And we hear a lot about 6'11" Nick Claxton's effect on defense. RJ, what's your opinion?
Well, it's not just his rim protection, but he can pop out and affect shots in the mid-range. He guards multiple positions well, and his defensive versatility, that's not easy to come by.
And he makes that one.
Out to a hot... Start 4 makes and 5 shots to begin this ball game.
Outside, Porter. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Demon. Misses off the right eye. Celtics leading by 4. Pass to White. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by Michael Porter. And it's Porter with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. And with the bounce pass. Demon, that's good. Demon's got 5 now.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Here's Hauser. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Brown, and he makes good on the layup. Brown's got his second best. of the night.
Ooh, that's a slick move off the deck. Brown finds ways to free himself up.
There's Porter with the three. The rebound by Queta. Queta's got his 4th rebound in this one. Hauser misses.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Pass to Traore. Inside. And Boston throws it down.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. The Celtics with the lead. Now Pritchard. Back to White. Lays it up off the glass.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
To the inside. Paxton inside. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. White the pass to Queta. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to man. Outside Porter. A three. Traps in the tray.
And such a sharp shooter from outside the arc. Porter just superb at knowing when to fire from deep.
Pritchard passes to White. Off target from three-point range. Brooklyn trailing. Man with it. 11-point game is what's got it. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Celtics making a switch here. Simons is checked in. Here's Traore. Light covering. Shot clock at 6. Here's Traore. Still without a basket. Now here's Brown. The rebound by Demon.
You often expect him to convert these types of shots, but the D must have made their presence felt to prevent that one.
Traore can't hit.
Really thought he had this one, and the defense, they were giving it to him.
Here's Simons. And with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Here's Traore. And stolen by Simons. Brown against Porter. Brooklyn with the rebound. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
Yeah, it looked like they were settling out there, not moving the ball enough to generate the type of shots that they wanted.
Here's Brown, and that one is good. Brown's got 6 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Group stage of the NBA Cup. And here are the standings.
At this point, if you're towards the bottom of the group, it's going to be hard to climb up. It's really tough making the knockout stages. Only 4 of the 15 teams in each conference advance.
Here's Traore. 11 points for him in that last game against Boston.
Putting others before himself, racking up assists. Hey, I wished I played with more guys like him.
Here's Man, trailing by 4, and stolen by Simons. Here's the floater, and the shot goes in.
And what a find by Brown, demonstrating a willingness to create for teammates.
The Nets have gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. So, RJ, last season, the Nets making a pair of in-season trades to add future assets.
Dealing Dorian Finney-Smith to the Lakers, Dennis Schroeder to the Golden State Warriors. Brooklyn got back a bunch of second-round picks. Smart moves as they continue to build.
Now, here's Brown playing Brooklyn. He was nearly unstoppable.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Here is Porter. 6-point game. Count that bucket.
And a smooth shooting stroke off the catch. Porter clearly excels in those situations.
And here's White. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Connects from three-point range. And the Celtics lead by 7.
No one there to contest, so he just drops it in like he's at the rec league.
Outside, Porter fires from deep. Einat pulls it in.
He just looks off this quarter. Looks like he's forcing it a bit right now. A little bit in his head.
To the middle. Here's Garza. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times happen with an easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Traore. No scoring in this one. Pass to Porter. Pocket 6. It's the missed screen on Brown. Releases. And it's Demon missing. Celtics leading by 9. Simons kicks to Brown. Right side, White. Celtics passing it around. Simons the pass to Brown. Over Demon. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on Igor Demon.
Every team in this league wants a Jaylen Brown. A tremendous two-way wing and board. Brown can put up giant offensive numbers.
Taking a look at Boston. They've lost both of their NBA Cup games so far. A rough start.
Let's be honest, I don't see a way they advance even if they win tonight. So they need to focus just in on the regular season.
And now, checking out how Brooklyn is doing. On the road tonight, 0-2 in the NBA Cup thus far. The odds are certainly against them.
Yeah, Kevin, I don't see a way they advance unless they win their final 2 games, plus get a lot of help.
Austin with the ball, following the bucket by the Nets. Brown outside. And he gets the early spin, and that one drops. 10 points for Jaylen Brown.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
To the paint. Blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
Sam Hauser's checked in for Jaylen Brown. Wilson, he's checked in for the Nets. Here's Williams. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Celtics leading by 11. Pass to Simons. They set the pick. Puts up a 3. Brooklyn with the rebound.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
41 seconds left in the first quarter.
Get there.
Outside for Thomas.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Here's Shireman. Hasn't made one yet. Outside, Simon. 5 on the clock. There's the 3. Carries it from three-point range.
Excellent all-around performance so far. Hence the big lead.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
Jaylen Brown has been leading the charge for the Boston Celtics. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be right back after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Celtics.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
Nets trail by 14. On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. We've got Zaire Williams. Also Thomas out there. Wilson out there with Sharp. And it's Wolf at the 4. Thomas gets a wide open look. Buries the long-range jumper. Thomas got himself on the board with 3 there.
This is the kind of range Thomas has, which is why you must get out on him immediately.
Richard Cam Thomas has been criticized for his shot selection at times, but the guy can flat out score.
Oh, he's a walking bucket, and to his credit, he works on taking these difficult shots because he knows that is a valuable skill in this league.
Shireman, good.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA, and we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Boston foul. Shireman. First personal foul. First team foul.
And Brooklyn has possession. It's a 14-point game. They set the pick. Just 5 on the clock. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here.
Good anticipation defensively. See the pass coming and manages to snatch it. Run it.
Pass to Hauser. Latrey. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Thomas dishes to Williams. Here's Wolf for the 3. Here's Sharp, and then Sharp with the dunk.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe. Pass to Minot. 3-pointer. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2.
Locking the arc down. Defense knows it's on them to scare off those shots.
Williams gets the bucket.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Pass to Hauser. The 3. Rebound, Brooklyn.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Here's Wilson. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Celtics leading by 11. Here's Minot. Outside, Simon. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Enzo Thomas will bring it up for Brooklyn. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Next game for them, they'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
Not just a scorer, Thomas also shows he's a capable passer.
Well, as the Boston Celtics were in their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to Garza. Here's Hauser. Fires for 3. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Pritchard, he's checked in for Boston. Well, some great passers have come into the league this season. Let's see which rookies are tops in assists. Well, you look at Traoré, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists. And, of course, Igor Demin.
It's been a grand entrance to the NBA for both of these players. I mean, I think we could be seeing two of the next great playmakers in our league.
Here's Traoré, covered by Simons. Pass to Traoré. There's Porter at the three. A three-pointer is right on target. Porter's got his third basket of the night right there.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
There's the screen. Out to the wing. Here's Garza. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Nets trail by 9. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thank you. The NBA has style. Commissioner Adam Silver said this is a unique league. It's also a lifestyle brand. There's a strong association with music, fashion, culture, and also art. And the way to grow the sport is to appeal beyond those who are hardcore basketball fans. That's where our success has come. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, but we sure love those die-hard fans, don't we? Thank you, Allie. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. The Celtics have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Kate is checked in, and it's Brown in for Sam Hauser. And a change for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Sharp. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, guys, this summer saw the first ever 7-team trade in the NBA. You might wonder why it makes sense to involve so many parties, but basically teams have more flexibility, salary-wise, with multi-team deals. It is enough to make your head spin, guys. This is where things are headed.
Big moves indeed. All right, Shams, we appreciate the update. Thomas against Pritchard. Outside, Simon. No good on the three.
Well, despite some uneven shooting from him, they're still out in front.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Gonzalez, he's checked in for the Celtics. Derek White comes in for Anthony Simon. And that one's good by Porter.
He's just a natural scorer who can heat up fast. Porter's offensive game, very impressive, and he's still adding to it.
Brown outside. Pass to Gonzalez. Pritchard feeling it out a bit. Takes a three. Good on the triple. Pritchard's got 9 points.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things... for going out east in the early season. And take a look at the Celtics. Third best record here in the league. And, of course, there's the Nets. Not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And, you know, for the Celtics, they're proving that all the talk we heard about them in the preseason was warranted. What a role this group's been on here early on.
And you want to talk about hitting the ground running? They've done exactly this. And you got to give a lot of credit to their coaching staff for getting this team locked in early.
And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And that block might serve as a spark for this team. We'll see if it can ignite them.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. And defensively, man, the Celtics sure switch a lot.
Yeah, that strategy is the norm in the NBA. They have versatile defenders to do it, though, and it's still a big part of how they stifle their opponent's three-point shooting.
Now, man, he's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Here's Traoré, White covering, the kick out to Porter. From deep, it's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Pass to Pritchard. Brown outside. Over Porter. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Here's Traore. Porter passes to man. Here's Deming. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Boston.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
White with it. Brown outside. Pass to Queta. Now Pritchard. And with the rebound. Here's Traore. White covering. Porter, no luck.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
White up top. Brooklyn with the rebound. Here's Deming. A shot, no good. Brown outside. Brown gets it done inside.
You see the confidence building in Brown offensively. First, it was taking over stretches. Now, it's taking over games.
Mann cranes the three-pointer. Mann's got 5 points now this quarter.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
White the pass to Queta. And here is Brown. To the middle. Here's Queta. Claxton covering. He had too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Celtics making a switch here. Hauser's checked in.
Number 30, Sam Hauser.
Nets trail by 6. Outside, Porter. Porter double team. Pass to Traore. To the inside. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Assisted.
He just powered that one.
One of the game's top dunkers. Now here's Brown. The rebound by Deming.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Boston leading by 4. Pass to White. Lets it go with the 3. And the 3 ball is good. White's got 5 points.
And that's on the defense there. Gotta know the scouting report and understand that he loves his shot.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. And our 2K leaderboard up on the screen now, giving you a look at the small forward position and the players with the most rebounds per game this year. Number 1, Michael Porter.
There are plenty of above-average rebounders at his position, but he is way above average.
It's stolen by Brown. There's 48 seconds left now here in the second. from outside off the mark.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you got to shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. 27 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, he is only concerned right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Now Pritchard. He's got 9. Here's Queta. Great pass to set up the layup. Queta's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
And so we wrap up the first half. Austin on top, up by 10. We'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball.
Hello and welcome. First up, folks, let's take a moment to see how things are shaking down in the Rookie of the Year race.
What you really like about these young fellas, they compete. They've arrived with no fear. Can't say that about most rookies.
Still a long season ahead, but so far, yeah, they've been very impressive. And let's move on now to those first 2 quarters. Talk about a tough start for the Brooklyn Nets.
Well, they aren't defending the perimeter. Those shooters are loading up with confidence.
You can go out there and knock down a few, Chet. That's how bad the defense has been.
A backhanded compliment, if there ever was one.
He's a great shooter, Ernie.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
if you're just joining us in this one. First half is in the books. 1 half to go. Really an incredible game from Michael Porter.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
If I'm his teammate, I keep feeding the hot hand, especially since he's been on fire from deep also.
Nets trail by 10. Sam Hauser is out there with Brown. Then it's Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Derek White. And it's Queta in at the center. That's the Boston foul. And there's the foul. It'll go on Igor Demon. That'll be his second foul of the game. Boston leading by 10. Now here's White. Pass to Hauser. Three-pointer. Hangs home the trifecta. Hauser's got 11 points.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake.
Here's Demon. Now Porter. Shoots over Hauser. And that one's good by Porter. 18 points for him.
And he's just adept at scoring in so many ways. It's clear Porter very comfortable operating inside.
White the pass to Hauser. Here's Pritchard. They set the screen. Just 5 to shoot. And he's good on the 3-ball. And the Celtics lead by 14.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Nets passing it around. Outside Porter. From 20 feet out. Porter can't get that one to fall. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Hauser finds Brown. Over Demon. Brooklyn with the rebound. Claxton's got 5 rebounds tonight. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle. And now a 3-point play chance here for him.
When guys are moving the ball.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where
the previous play is under review.
The original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking and the game continues on.
Free throw good, Demon. You know, Greg, you could argue the Nets kind of overachieved last season under first-year head coach Jordi Fernandez.
Yeah, only the 6th worst record last season. The defense was halfway decent, but they understand some patience is required in a rebuild.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams put a larger emphasis on jacking up threes. Love to see him inside passing like this, as well as guys being on the same page.
Right the pass to Pritchard. Brown outside. Jacks up a 3. To White. Here's Hauser. The three-pointer, no good. Nets trailed by 12. And the foul on Sam Hauser. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Inside. And finished off by Porter.
He is so quick off the ground. Porter just gives the defense very little time to react.
Here's White, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The Celtics shooting their fifth and sixth free throws of the game. And the first one at the line is good. And so he hits both.
For a star like him, you get lots of opportunities at the line, and he's great at cashing them in.
Pass to man. Here's Demon. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Demon's got 6 points in the quarter.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Brown, good.
Love the response by Brown, marching right back down and dropping in his own three.
Outside Porter. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Celtics leading by 12. Up top, Brown. Defended by Man. Brown, no good. The Nets have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. They're outside. On the wing, Man. Offline with his three. The Celtics have gone even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Well, thanks a lot, guys. Commissioner Silver talked about health, and he said that some of the injuries that our young players are experiencing are overuse injuries. In earlier eras, players in school participated in different sports depending on the season. He said perhaps a return to that approach is warranted. Back to you, Kevin.
Interesting thought. Okay, Allie, we thank you. And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And the Celtics making a change here. Timeout's checked in. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. In fourth, the Celtics.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
Claxton with it. 8 points for him. Here's Demon. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Celtics leading by 15. White the pass to Queta. Rebounded by the Nets. Porter's got 6 rebounds in the game. Down low, here's Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. And here's White. He's got 13. Back to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Minot. Over in the corner, Pritchard. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Traoré. Scoreless thus far.
Come get it.
And here's Porter. Puts up a deep three. Off to Demon. Now Claxton. He's got 10. Screen by Claxton. Here's Man. And Boston with the rebound. 17 points was their biggest margin. Here's Queta. Claxton covering. Here's Brown. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That is his first foul of the game.
Overall, they've done a good job of taking care of the ball and limiting mistakes.
Number 2, Danny Wolf.
Nets trail by 13. Here's Traore. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. And Claxton throws it down.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that dish.
To the left wing. Here's Mina. He's got 5. Boston again missing. Here's Traore. Pass to man. Here's Traore. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a... single-digit lead. Traore's got his first points of the game. White looking around. Now Brown. Over Demon. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Brown's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And so far, Brown has been dialed in and is showing no signs of letting up.
Inside, and Claxton throws it down.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. He's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters.
Get a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hand.
And the other thing you notice is how committed they've been to playing with the pass. Constantly moving that ball from one side to the other.
To the inside. Traore can't hit.
And another miss. Woo. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Simons kicks to White. This one for 3. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Jaylen Brown. Right around 25 points per, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
He's someone you can rely on to bring it on a nightly basis. When they need a basket, he's the guy they turn to.
Shot clock at 5. Man passes to Wolf. It's the 3-point bomb. Wolf got his first 3 points of the game.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Outside, Simon. Pass to Garza. White, wide open. He fired. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
He hit 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't had anything since.
Running it up the floor, Simons goes all out to win that fast break.
It's trailed by 7. Here's Demon beyond the arc. And Claxton throws it down.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then follows it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback. Here's Brown, and he uses the glass on the lane. Brown's got 10 points in just the second half.
I love seeing Brown get it done inside. He's more than just a jump shooter.
Claxton, it drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Now here's White, guarded closer. Pass to Brown. And he converts the layup. Brown's got 24.
Keep riding that hot hand. He's been pretty much unstoppable.
When it comes to Jaylen Brown, Greg, what qualities does he add? Oh, that play right there!
Okay, that's how it's done.
Woo! Wow.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. 17 points was their biggest margin. 59 seconds left in the third quarter of the game.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. It's to Demon. To the middle. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Outside, White. They set the pick. Now, here's Simon. Over in the corner, Brown. Pass to Minot. A three ball. Toure with the rebound. Nets trailed by 5. Over in the corner, Paxton. Here's Toure. To the paint. Fires the three. That one doesn't drop. He gets it up. Unable to get that one. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Celtics lead by 5. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. Very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Celtics leading by 5. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. We've got Cam Thomas. He's out there with Zaire Williams. Sharp out there with Michael Porter. And Wolf at the power forward position.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
An important 2 points, not just on the scoreboard, but also for a little bit of momentum.
And that one off the back of the rim and in. And the Celtics lead by 5.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta... show some fire and keep defending.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Island with a screen on Williams. And the upcoming schedule for Brooklyn. On Sunday, they'll face off against Scotty Barnes and the Toronto Raptors. And then on Monday, I'll be matching up with Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks.
And looking at the Philadelphia matchup, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Boston shooting at 51%. Really solid. Pass to Gonzalez. Here's Sharman. Rebound by Sharp. Sharp's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Executing to perfection right now offensively.
I mean, in total shape. Good luck trying to stop him now.
Here's Minot. He misses it. He's 4 for 7 from the floor. To the middle. Stolen away. To the inside. And he jams it with authority.
And this is something Simons continues to work on. Love seeing him look to involve his teammates.
just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. On the wing, Porter. Back to Williams. Garza pulls it in. Garza's got his 5th rebound in this one. Simons the pass to Garza. Williams with the steal. And here's the fast break. And he drops it in from the low post.
Pressuring the ball and making a play that created the opportunity.
And as soon as they got the steal, it was off to the races. This is the aggressive mindset that the coaching staff encourages them to maintain.
Here's Shireman. 6 to shoot. Inside. Here's Garza. Rebound, Brooklyn. Sharp's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Thomas surveying the D. On the wing, Porter. Back to Thomas. Slam dunk by Thomas.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
And it's so much easier said than done, but now it's all about keeping that momentum going for them.
Over to the left wing. Simons against Thomas. Oh, what a jam! Simons!
And how about the explosiveness of Simons? Man, can he get up and finish with power?
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Outside, Porter from the arc. And Boston with the rebound. Minot's got his 5th rebound in this one.
The way he started this game, you wondered if he'd ever cool down, and the answer is yes. And shooting-wise, he's been... fantastic, helping to build this lead.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Outside Williams. That's good for Thomas on the assist from Williams. Thomas got the game tied up here for the Nets. Thomas against Simon. Pass to Garza. Here's Shireman. No good on the triple. The Nets have gone 6 of 9 on the field goal attempts since the start of the 4th quarter. So they foul intentionally. Some changes for Boston. Cade is checked in, and Sam Hauser subbed in for Gonzalez. And a change for the Nets. Claxton's checked in. Here's Wolf. Outside Williams. Porter, bounce pass. It's Thomas outside. Rebound Boston. 17 points was their biggest margin. Pass to Pritchard. Here's Queta. Claxton covering. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Nick Claxton.
Nice work to get it inside and drop.
And he makes the first. Derek White checked in for Anthony Simon. And the Nets making a change here. So he gets them both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Brooklyn trailing. Pass to Demon. Porter looking it over. From past the arc. Knocks down the 3-ball. Porter's got 23.
Prolific from deep in the first half. He's trying to continue that.
Here's White. Here's Hauser. Back to White. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Queta. Plays it up and banks it in. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 13 rebounds. The Nets have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them. And they go to the intentional foul. Brown is checked in for the Celtics.
Now into the lineup for Boston, number 7, Jaylen Brown.
And the Nets with possession here. They trail by 1. Here's Demon. 5 to shoot from outside the arc. And it's Derek White with the rebound.
Shocking that he just bricked that one. The defense got real lucky there.
Outside Brown. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Brooklyn's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. Pass to Porter. Nets passing it around. No good from outside.
And as long as he keeps missing from deep, the D will keep letting him fire away. He's just off from range right now.
And a savvy move there by Brown to draw the contact.
First personal foul, second team foul.
First free throw is good.
At the line for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown. At the line for 2 shots.
And Brown drops them both. Nets trail by 3. To Demon. Down low. Here's Traoré. And the Nets miss again.
That's a great look. I'm not sure what happened.
Here's Brown. And finished off by Brown.
There's that leaping ability. Brown, he just gets out.
Shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. Here's Traoré. Pass to man. And here's Porter for 3. It doesn't go for him.
To hit that shot when the lead is all over you like that.
Outside White. To the inside. Oh, the rejection by Claxton. They need this one. Here's Porter, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
How about the strength from the big fella? Porter is used to having to power through contact.
Free throw good, Porter. And so it's Boston with it. 17 points was their biggest margin. Richard finds Brown. Here's Hauser. Fires the 3. And with the rebound. Mann's got his 5th rebound in this one. To the wing on the left. Here's Demon. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Boston's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And Derek White picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And a good-looking view of that throwdown from the AT&T Connected Cam. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting at 50% in a decent groove.
Hey, yo, right here.
Slash to Demon to take the lead. Can't get it to go.
Gotta find easier shots when you're already struggling. That's not gonna get it.
Brown outside.
And Brown is a talented scorer who also excels at drawing fouls.
Personal foul, third team foul.
Free throw good from Brown. And Brown drops them both.
A fearless athlete, Jaylen Brown, competes every single night on both sides of the ball. Something you want as a teammate.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Hey guys, well, Jordy Fernandez was just reviewing the plan with his team. He isn't liking what he's seeing out there on the perimeter, saying to his guys, defensively, we're too lax, and they're getting any three they want. And offensively, the ball movement, it isn't crisp, which is why we're not getting many opportunities from outside. I want to see improvement on both ends.
All right, Allie, thank you so much for that. Here's Traore, just 5 to shoot. The 19-foot shot. It's off.
I guess we can credit the defense for that one going by. They did everything they could to influence the shot.
Now Brown. Cash money. Brown with the train.
Once a weakness in Brown's arsenal, now he's a legitimate threat to burn you from deep.
Here's Traore. Puts up a three. White pulls it down.
That is not the shot they need.
Good. Some old school moves in the post. Nets trail by 9. Here's Traore. Claxton inside. Puts it right back up and in.
I mean, it's just fun to sit back and enjoy watching him operate. And that's what it looked like the D was doing as well. They're just sitting back and watching.
Pritchard fires. Knocks down the three.
And he's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
And the lack of defensive pressure on shots like that is a big reason they're down by double digits.
Porter against Brown. Shoots the three. Up again. He parachutes in for the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Pritchard with the ball. Right outside. With the shot. 6 on the shot clock. And it misses. Here's Porter. Big time jam. He was ready to receive and deliver.
Just refusing to back down when the spotlight's brightest. Outstanding at taking over here in the clock.
Team foul.
32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Brown. The response, slamming it home.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're down by 8. Guys, your thoughts?
Trying to keep hope alive, but I don't see them making a comeback.
With timeouts, it's use them or lose them. So why not go down and fight?
Porter. Pritchard rips down the rebound. Outside White. Fires from way outside. That one misses. So we see Boston get the win here. And this is their first win of the group stage after losing their first 2 games.
And as it stands, it's going to be difficult for them to make it into the next round of the NBA Cup, but at least this still counts for a regular season.
Let's now hear from Allie LaForce, who is courtside with our player of the game.
Thank you very much. Jalen, you had it going. Can you talk about the confidence you had tonight?
I'm just trying to continue to show people what I can do, continue to get better. It's a long journey. It's a process. I still got a long way to go and a lot to learn, so I'm going to just keep going up.
It's all part of the journey. Thanks, Jalen.
As always, Allie, we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. Along with Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you so much for watching tonight's presentation. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Jaylen Brown.